So a pretty normal day of cricket, I think, in the Pakistan versus England game. 259 for 5, Pakistan end it. And England got off to a flyer, 19 for 2, thanks to 2 quick wickets from Jack Leach. The first time in like something ridiculous like 100 years since a spinner has taken 2 wickets in the first 10 overs of a test match for England. Bizarre, I know. And then there was a really, really good partnership between Ayub and Cameron Ghulam. The man who has come in for Babar Azam not scoring a 50 in 17 innings, being dropped from the side, and the bloke that comes in and replaces him, 118. 118. And without that 118, Pakistan are in trouble. If I really do think if they had Babar Azam for this game, then they're bowled out for what? I don't know. What? 200? They're all out for? Ayub maybe not with a bit of confidence goes earlier. I don't know. I don't think that Babar Azam would have made that much of a difference in this side. He definitely wouldn't have scored 100. I didn't see it. Rizwan made 37 not out towards the end. He should have been out to an edge behind that England didn't review, which was okay. It was given not out on the field, so you'd imagine that there was no real noise. Jack Leach finished with 2 for 92, but I have to admit my pick of the bowlers today, Bryden Cast 1 for 14 from his 11. He bowled superbly and just kept it tight on a pitch that is doing nothing. Like, it really is dead. It's been seriously poor. I thought Potts bowled well as well. He went for just over 2 and over. I thought both of the seamers just kept it tight. It was nice to see Stokes bowling again, trying to get a bit of reverse swing. And he did. That 0 for 20 or 5 overs probably doesn't reflect how well he bowled. He really did look like he was going to get a breakthrough, but it didn't quite come. England took wickets either side of the tea break and then picked up a late one just before the end of play. I think Pakistan are going to be happy with it. I think England are probably going to be happy with it. England are going to look to bowl them out for less than 350, get a 100-run lead, and then hope they're not chasing anything more than 150, 200 in the last innings. I think this pitch will spin. I mean, if we go to day 4, day 5, you're looking at a day 9, day 10 on this pitch, because obviously we're reusing the same pitch as we used in the last one. It's a very odd situation that we're doing it, and there is no bounce. I mean, you saw it today. Jamie Smith was literally nearly standing up to the stumps to the seamers. The catch that he took off of Cast to get rid of Saud Shakil was sharp. Like, it was seriously sharp because he was just standing so close, and Cast isn't slow. I mean, he was pushing kind of 140 clicks off of a very, very slow deck. So it was a really good take. I thought England bowled well. I thought Pakistan batted really well. And I think both sides are going to be happy. What if I had to give a prediction of what I think will happen tomorrow morning? I think England go through them. I think they bowl them out for 330 or less. That would be my idea. But again, it's still a good batting pitch. Don't get me wrong. It's not as good as it was last week, but it's still a good batting pitch. Like, there is runs to be had on this pitch. Pakistan don't really have any seamers. They've got 1 and kind of 4 spinners, which is a bit of an odd way to build your side. But they're kind of banking on that it's going to spin, and that they're going to try and bowl England out for as little as they can, more in their second innings than probably their first innings. They probably just want to try and stay with it and then do the damage when England are trying to chase down a total. That would be the plan that you'd imagine Pakistan are going to have. They had to win the toss today, and they did. So fair play to Shan Masood for doing that right. It's probably the only thing he's done right. He looks awful today with a bat. I mean, never in my life have I seen a man score 151 runs and then look so poor in the rest of them. Then again, I've seen Ollie Pope score 150 against Sri Lanka when we lost. So who knows? I think it'll be an interesting day tomorrow. I think we'll know who's on top by the end of tomorrow. Sri Lanka versus West Indies in the second T20 of this series. Sri Lanka score 162 for 5. Nasanka scores 54. Kusal Mendes scores 26. Kusal Perera 24. Kamindu Mendes scores 19. I mean, he just seems to keep scoring runs. 19 is not great today, but he scored a 50 in the last one. Romario Shepherd, best of figures, 2 for 13, but Moti was tight, 0 for 13 from his 4. And then when it came to the chase, there was 20 from Rodman Powell, 14 from Rutherford, 16 from Alzari Joseph, and the rest of it is a telephone number. West Indies were bowled out for 89, Dunith Welledge 3 for 9, Asalanka 2 for 6, Thikshana 2 for 7. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Asaranga went for over 10 and over somehow, but he still picks up 2 wickets, 2 for 32. I mean, that's like over a third of their runs that they scored. I mean, West Indies won the first one relatively comfortably. Sri Lanka win this one relatively comfortably. Who knows what's going to happen in the next one? I don't actually know. I think they've got another T20 and then 3 ODIs. I think it's just a white ball tour they've got. It is. So yeah, I if I had to pick, Sri Lanka win the last one. That would be my pick. The final T20 Women's World Cup of the group stage games, and England have let themselves down. They had to win, they had to tie, or they had to lose by 1 run or on the last ball, and they didn't do it. West Indies walk home a total of a chase of 142 with 2 overs remaining. England got off to an okay start, 29 for no loss, then collapsed to 34 for 3. Then there was a fight back between Siva Brunt and Heather Knight, which put on like a 50 partnership until Heather Knight's calf went, and then they went off with an injury. Siva Brunt ended up going to a 57 not out because that's just what she does when her team needs her. She's got a very, very Stokes feel about her when it comes to the team needs her. Probably even more than Stokes does, but there was nothing from the middle to lower order. Fletcher picks up 3 for 21 from her 4. I mean, most of the West Indian bowlers just bowled tight and bowled well. Hayley Matthews picked up 2 for 35 as well from her 4. And then when it came to the chase, West Indies just absolutely smashed it around. 102 opening partnership. Matthews scores 50. Joseph scores 52. Dottin chipped in the middle order with a 27 to basically walk it over the line. There was a point where they needed 14 off 24. Okay, England pulled it back close when they needed 30 off 30, and you thought, okay, there's a chance here. But no, then the West Indies just teed off again. 6-4.6. I mean, when it's 30 off 30, you can't afford that. I mean, everyone was expensive. Charlie Dean, 4 overs, 0 for 46. I'm not exactly sure that was worth it, I have to admit. I don't understand why they didn't bowl Eccleston when they did. I mean, she bowled her 4 overs, but the game was done by the time she came on to bowl her last over. For me, she had to bowl that over when they needed 30 off 30. You can go for 4 then, they need 26 off 4. The pressure's starting to ramp up a bit. Maybe she could nick a wicket from somewhere and you've got a new batter at the crease. I think that's the way they should have done it. They got it wrong. I don't know what else you can say. England have been incredibly impressive for the first 3 games, but it doesn't matter. They're out. I mean, they go out on net run rate. That happens sometimes, especially in tournaments like this when there's not a lot of group stage games. West Indies women finished top of the group as well with their net run rate, so they'll play New Zealand women in the semi-final, and Australia women will play South Africa, which is a repeat of the last final. If I had to pick, I think New Zealand Australia is going to be the final, but I don't know. I thought England were poor. I thought they are good enough talent-wise to compete with the likes of Australia, but they just seem to have an air of bottle job around them. I don't like to say that, but it really feels like that. And finally, India start their test series versus New Zealand at home in Bengaluru tomorrow. My prediction for this series is that India's going to win 3-0, and it's not even going to be close. Latham is captain. He's kind of been captain, not been captain, because when people have been injured and stuff, he seems to be that man that steps up. He feels very vice-captain-y to me, rather than an actual captain. I don't know how much difference it's going to make. I mean, I just expect India to win 3-0. The only thing that could possibly change about that is that there's rain due, but we saw what happened when it rained in India last time, and they won, what, in 2 days, less than that, a day and a half. Just absolutely smashed it. It wouldn't surprise me if they did that again. New Zealand lack a world-class spinner. I know Ajaz Patel's performed well in India before, but I don't know. I don't think that he's good enough to. I mean, if he played for India, what would he be? Their 7th best spinner, 8th best spinner. I don't think anyone can beat India at home, and it's definitely not New Zealand. That'll be it for today's video. I very much hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to leave a like. Please remember to comment. Please remember to subscribe and put that bell notification on, because we will be doing one of these videos every single day after the England test and probably the India test, if there's enough cricket going on as well. So subscribe, put that bell notification on so you do get a notification every single time I upload.